people now they go downstairs to play in the building, and then this let's find someone who wants to also play gilli danda, and they're playing and they're happy and they're full friends. It's done. Because of my particular situation, which was I was wo 1 second. Yeah, sure. What's happening? Anything? Someone announced the Nobel Prize for me. That's when you can interrupt. Okay. Thank you. Or another side, the Academy Award also will do. Chalega, दूसरा मिला था क्या? Yeah. Right. The point I think is because I was Vedi ka bachcha, which means the madwoman's son. I didn't have friends in school. So I remember walking to college and thinking and praying, actually praying to God and saying, nothing else in college. I want one friend. I just want one friend, one person I can talk to. And this what you see right now, no? This is facade. This is put on for you. This is a pretense at being a full human being. And I can only do this when I'm acting this. Inside I'm still you. Inside I'm still worried and tense and disturbed and fraught by the possibility that people might hate me. But this is what I put on when I have to come out and be a public person. I realized in college that if you could manage this act of alchemy, you saved your vulnerability for those who would treat you with gentleness, and you put on a performance for those who wanted performance. And once you did that, you were safe. Yuri doesn't know this in my novel. Yuri has no skills. Yuri just wants to be someone's friend. And he has no idea that to attract a friend, you have to give off self-love. But if you can't love yourself, very few people are likely to love you. The struggle to be someone who is lovable starts with looking in the mirror in the morning and saying to yourself with full seriousness, looking at yourself in the eye and saying aloud, I love you, 10 times. Every morning, 10 times. Look in the mirror and say aloud, I love you. Reassure that small person inside you who still has a deficit of love. Reassure that person, that one person loves him or her or them unreservedly and full-heartedly, which may be one definition of friendship. That there is someone who has our back all the time, even when we are at our worst. Yeah? So Yuri was and I went to college, I remember, and I sat there thinking, I am ill-equipped for this. Because I was from Mahim, which is a very small place in Bombay, and all the other people were from South Bombay, from elite schools, and they were talking about rock music, and they were talking about Western films, and I only saw Hindi films. And there was a very nut-job Parsi girl who I eventually became very good friends with. But she suddenly said on the first day, she said, do you mind if I put my nose into your back? So I said, no, I don't think so, but why? She said, no, your clothes smell of sunlight soap, and my ayah used to wash her saris in sunlight soap, and I lost my ayah last year, and I just want to smell her again. So my shirt became this woman's ersatz ayah every day. Okay? Every day, suddenly a nose would bury itself in this thing because I was her ayah. That was the kind of social stratification we had in college, right? And part of me understood in a very clear way that they were not at all. There was no competition. I was 14 years old when I joined college. I jumped years in school because I was fabulously bright. Okay. I am very good. If you think this is good, man, you should see me with an examination paper. I am so extraordinarily good with exams because I understand that there is nothing to do with an examination that has anything to do with life. It is self-fulfilling. You need to drive the examination as if you're driving a Ben-Hur chariot in a film. It's imaginary. If you have ever failed an examination or even done badly, get it. It's of no consequence in the world. Okay? You just look at government these days and see how many people have degrees. Yeah? And see what they are earning and what your parents are earning with their PhDs. Okay. So fundamentally, I was extremely good at being in class. You know, teachers would walk in routinely and say, Jero, my name is Geronimo Maria, by the way. That's my first name. They're Jekaro, Mani, Nani, Nomo. Who is this? I would put up my hand and they would say, you have got 25 on 25. Next time you will fail. I will set a paper like that. That kind of shit went on. It was stupid. So at one level, I was being completely, you know, sort of like, the educational system was giving me all the gratification I needed. But I had no friends until finally it broke through. And I had an argument with a person sitting next to me. And we became very good friends. And I remember going home that day thinking, this must be a dream. 1 year later, he broke my heart. I can say it now. All these years I was afraid to say it because I thought it sounded gay. I'm not. I think friendship is deep and beautiful and as meaningful as love. And because he suddenly walked away and had other friends, he broke my heart. And when I started writing Yuri, I thought, I will put this down. I will put down my heartbreak once and for all. I will deal with it. And halfway through writing the book, that friend's daughter said to me, what happened between you and Papa? And I said, nothing. And she said, you're lying. What happened between you and Papa? I said, and I thought, she's asking. And Papa was there at his desk, and he looked up, and his wife looked up, and we have in my family, we have a tradition called general body meeting. General body meeting is when you're going to say anything nasty or unpleasant, everybody gets into bed and hugs and then says the nasty things. So that it is at least there's a circle of love and caring and acceptance, and then people say, you broke my heart, you hurt me. So I said, general body meeting, please. So everybody got into bed. His son, his daughter, his wife, me, his mother, we were all curled up on this big bed, and I told the story. That became the education of Yuri. It was like, at the end of it, I was weeping. He was weeping. His daughter was looking at us as though like, what is wrong with all of you? So stupid, you know. But it was lovely to do that. It was really lovely to do that. Lived experience, man. Lived experience is so rich and so beautiful. Imagination can't come anywhere close to lived experience. It is so various. My family, my mother's sisters were both mental. They both had mental problems. And her brother was an alcoholic. If I had put all that into my book, you would have said it's a parade of freaks. So I didn't. Because I didn't want a parade of freaks. You have to edit life. Life is too complex, too magnificent, too beautiful to ever fit into fiction. A human being is too large for a book. You have to edit them down.